Welcome back, rock fans, to another rock tumbling video. In this video, I'm going to take this big pile of rocks and get them tumbled and polished. Now, what are these rocks, you ask? Well, if you watch my videos, you know I've done a series called The Great Kendra Scott Rock Off. That's where I take rocks that I found and compare them to rocks that Kendra, my fiance, finds. We cut them open, we look inside, and we see which one's prettier. We've done a lot of those videos, and therefore I have a lot of these cut rocks. Many of these were agates. Some of them were really pretty. Others were duds. That's a pretty one there. Well, in this new video, we're going to take all of these and we're going to find out how well they will tumble and polish. This one's clearly a moss agate here. So this is going to take me many weeks to get these all tumbled smoothly the way I like. As you can see, we have a variety of sizes and shapes. I expect to go at least 2 months in the coarse grit. Now some of these, of course, will be done much sooner than that. This looks a little saginetic right here. But others will probably literally take 2 to 3 months to get smooth. Ooh, that'll have some nice banding right there. What will all these look like once they're tumbled and polished? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna go ahead and get all these in the coarse grit barrel, get them turning. Go, oh gosh, for a couple of months. Once they're nice and smooth, I'm gonna bring all these back inside and I'll show you what they look like before we move them on to the polishing stages in the vibratory tumbler. After a couple of months of coarse grit tumbling, these rocks are all finally ready to move on to the polishing stages. Now many of these were taken out earlier, but some of them, just to get them as smooth as they are now, literally took a couple of months. These are some hard agates. I think we are going to have some stunning rocks in here once we get these polished. A lot of these are going to have different types of agate goodness. Some mossy agate. I know we'll have some banded agate, maybe some sagenitic agate. Here's one that didn't tumble particularly well. That's okay. Overall, I think we're going to have some beauties. Well, let's find out. Let me go ahead and get all of these going in the vibratory tumbler. I'll go through my usual 10-day 4-step process, and after that final 14,000 grit aluminum oxide polishing stage, I'll bring these all back in here and I'll show you what they look like. The polishing is all finished. My rock off rocks are finally done, and now we can enjoy them. Did we get any good ones? Let's take a closer look at some of the nicer ones. I'm afraid this is going to be a long video because there are lots of beautiful agates for us to enjoy in this batch, like this one, for example. I know it's a coarse tumble, but look at this beautiful dark brown chalcedony in here. Oh, I just love that. You see that in there? Beautiful stuff, right? There should be matches for each half in this batch, right? Because after all, I did enter all of these into the rock off, so they got cut. Here's an example of a rock. They got cut. Now check it out, all polished. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? What is that little white orb looking thing in there? I'm not sure, but it's pretty stuff. I remember cutting this one back when we were doing the contest, and I'm sure I chose this half for the contest. Now you can see what it looks like all finished. Pretty nice. Several of these are going to be this beautiful blue chalcedony. Look at that right there. I just love this stuff. It's very common too, where we were rock hounding at the Coconut 06 Ranch. And even though it doesn't tumble perfectly smooth, who cares when it can have that shade of blue in there? I found another matched pair for you to enjoy. This one is super cool. Wait until you see this one. Let's check out this side first. Wow, that is pretty stuff. Very pretty. Let's look at this side now. Let's see, can we look at these simultaneously? They're very slick, as you can see. I can hold on to them. Maybe I can line this up. Let's see. This is quite difficult. There we go. There we go. Wow. I think that is just stunning. Man, hope you agree. So this cut one has a very odd shape. You see on this side, it almost looks like a hat that got cut in two. But what a beautiful rock. Look at the detail in there, that stringy mossiness. Odd shape or not, this is a cool rock. Okay, I found another matched pair. Look at this beauty here. Let's see if I can open this up without it dropping. Oh my goodness, these are hard to hold. There we go. There we go. Pretty stone. Nice little tiny geode pocket in there. I need to go back and watch my earlier rock-off videos to see what these were like before I cut them, because I know they didn't look anything like this. It took weeks of coarse grit grinding to get the shells like this, like the way you see them. Time well spent, though. I'm pretty sure these went together. Look at this mossy lusciousness in here. That would have been our cut surface there. Wow, that's beautiful. Really pretty stuff. This particular type of moss agate is super common out there where we go hounding. So if you like this, be sure and get out to West Texas and check it out. This one has an interesting pattern on it on this side. You see all that? That's pretty cool, but when we turn it, then we can really see the fun stuff, the sagenitic stuff. You see that in there at the top? And then when I turn it over, yeah, you can just make it out in there. So this one had some of that sagenitic, agate-y, crystal-y stuff growing in it. Definitely some of my favorite rocks. I believe these went together. They sure look like they did. Oh yeah, you can tell. Nice little sort of a quartzy agate here. Pretty stuff, took a great shine. I'm not a huge fan of the quartz, but in this case I'll make an exception. I'm pretty certain that these went together at one time. Didn't take a great tumble, but they took a superb shine, as you can see, and we got some quartz in there. Otherwise, well, there's a little cloudiness in there, which is sort of interesting. It's probably just a really dark chalcedony. That would be my guess. Yeah, I like this side here is kind of fun. But in this group of rocks, this is very average. So this is the other half of one we looked at a moment ago that was sagenitic. I think this half shows it a lot better. Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty stuff. Looks like flowers. Let's turn it over this way. Yep, nice scene in that rock, don't you think? Well, I sure do. Here's another pretty blue one. You don't really see it so much on this side, but check out this side. Ooh, that's nice. It's sort of a blue-gray, I guess. A lot of gray, but there's some blue in there as well. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm seeing. Oh yeah, right there, for sure. This small one is really interesting when we get it up closer. Check out the detail in there. Wow, that's a busy rock. Look at that, and there's some pink on this side. Are you kidding me? Ooh, I'll take a pink rock any day. Yeah, it's some sort of little mossy agate. Now, I think this one's rather special. Not so much on this side, right? You don't see a whole lot, but as we turn it over, look at that in there. You see those little tiny sprays in there? That's sagenite, all right. And then we have the quartz pocket plus some fine banding in there. I need to find the other half of this one. See what it looks like. And here's another one with some really good detail in it. If you notice on this side, there is that light gray chalcedony right in there. And check it out as I turn it over. Look at that. You can see some banding in there. Very small, but great detail in spite of its small size. Yeah, oh, look at that. That's cool looking. I just love tumbling these West Texas agates. You just never know what you're going to find in there. I believe this is the sister piece to the rock we started with in this video. When I turn it over, you'll see what. There it is, that same dark brown chalcedony with the lighter stuff gluing it all together. I just think that's stunning. I really like that color. Now you can see this rock also has a lot of that host rock, rhyolite, whatever it is on there. But still plenty of the good stuff to enjoy. It's time for another matched pair. Look at these two. This would have been the cut surface here. Ooh, very pretty moss agate, sure, look at that. And this is the other side. That beautiful golden mossiness. Really, really love this stuff. So check this out. These pieces you see right here all came from one rock that I cut. I remember this episode of the Rock Off. My entry was very cracked and fallen apart, but I still gave it the victory over Kendra's only because I could see that it was just a stunning agate. Let me show you some of these smaller pieces of it just to make my point. We'll start with this one here. This side's not too interesting, right? But watch as I turn it over here. See if I can do this. There we go. Check out those little tiny eyes in there. Some banding and beautiful amber color. Here's another piece. Also, you see some eyes over there. And look at this side over here. Oh, I think that's beautiful. And now this lovely piece here. Once again, look at those little eyeballs. Ooh, check that out. Wow, that's so cool. And then the banding and the quartz. I knew this agate was special when I cut it. Unfortunately, it was just very fractured and it fell apart on me. But because of that, we have these small pieces we can tumble, and well, this one's rather plain. You can still see, though, it has a stunning color. Even this very little piece has some of that banding on it. Check that out, right in there. We have just 3 more little pieces. This one has, of course, the little eyeballs on that side, and, well, just some of the really pretty color on this side. Otherwise, it's just so-so. I saved the best 2 for last, though. This one, you can see, has that cool banding, but also, yeah, there we go. We got both banding and the eyeballs. That sounds like a really cheesy name for a band. Banding and the eyeballs. And finally, this little piece here, this is my favorite, I think, of the whole group. Again, the eyeballs, but look at this side. Isn't that something? That color in there, that pattern. A little bit of quartz on one side. Sort of a yellow color in there. This is my favorite piece of all those broken pieces. I just have to show you this one. This is an agate that has depth to it. When we look at this view here, you can see down inside of there, like looking into the water. I find that very beautiful. And here's one worth a second look. Not so much for this side, which, as you can see, has got a big crack in it, but this side where we have, look at that, some banding. Very nice. And that quartz. Oh, I think that's really pretty. Are you ready for some more of that West Texas blue? Check this one out. Ooh, wow. That is just so pretty in my opinion. That light blue surrounded by the, well, in this case, some brown and dark blue. Good looking stuff in my opinion. Hope you agree. Once again, another matched pair. This looks rather plain though, just a big chunk of chalcedony. Well, I say that, but check it out. You've got some, well, whiter colored chalcedony there in the middle. It's some nice details at the edge. Sure, a little bit of fine banding there. Maybe, am I seeing a lot of, well, those bubbles? Maybe, I can't really tell. It looks like perhaps some waterline as well. Although it's hard to tell looking through this phone screen. Took a great shine. Of course, I had to show you my holy rock. Look at this one. Yeah, not too exciting. Nice color. Some cool detail up there. And you've got the quartzy hole through the middle. Now it's time to enjoy some more of the stringy mossiness. There's this, I think I showed you the other half of this one earlier. It was the oddly shaped one. Sure, look at that. That's really something. I guess we could call these spaghetti agates. Oh, I like these a lot. I'm a sucker for fine detail like that. This one's rather oddly shaped and not super interesting on this side, but I like this side. I think this is a good view of a rock right here. It has that softer host rock material in there. As you can see, the reflection, you see it right there. It's not as shiny, but I think it gives it a beautiful look. And then this area in here, that's really pretty right there. It looks like just a big flower to me. So this would have been the uncut side. Not too interesting, but check out the cut side of this one. There it is. You got some banding in there, nice color fade. Ooh, I wonder if this one won or lost the rock off. I honestly don't remember, but looking at it now, it probably should have won. Once again, looking at the uncut side here. Oh, you can see it's a nice translucent chalcedony, but what about the cut surface? Yikes, look at that. That's rather pretty, don't you think? Time to show the quartzy rocks a little love. Look at this one here. That actually took a pretty good tumble and polish. I'm not a huge fan of quartz, as you probably know, but in this case, I think it turned out rather nice. Albeit a small rock, I do like that right there. I think that's attractive. I know we're getting to some pretty small ones now. This one's worth a look though. Watch this as I turn it here. Isn't that pretty? That's a nice scene right there. It could be a lot of things. It could be an underwater scene, or I'm actually envisioning maybe even a mountain scene with some clouds in the background. You see that? That's pretty. And I'm pretty sure I showed you the other half of this one earlier. When you look in it, you can see it has some of that, that fine sagenitic stuff going on. Yeah, you can see it there, sure. Look at that. Pretty stuff. Nice color too. Once again, that amber color. A good looking little agate in my opinion. Looky here, another matched set, I believe. Rather plain looking and also rather plain looking. It has some quartz in it, you can see it there. A little bit of banding. Nice shine. These agates just about always take a nice shine, but otherwise it's rather plain. What's not plain is this little guy here. When I turn it over, you'll see what I mean. Oh yeah, I like that. It's got the red in there. You got the gray and the red and the blue. Nice combination there. I wish I could give you a better view of that, but you see what I'm talking about. I think I just found the other half of the one I showed you just a moment ago with the mountain scene in it. This is the other half. Wow, really pretty stuff. I can definitely see sort of a cloudy pattern in there, but I could also imagine an undersea pattern. Wow, these agates are something. Look at that up there with those darker spots. Nice. Here's a fun one. Look at this. I think I showed you the other half of this one earlier as well, but this one I believe is an even nicer looking half because there you go. We got those eyeballs up there on this side. Nice. Wow, really, really pretty stuff. And another one that you saw the other half earlier. Remember we saw some banding in there? Yeah, I'm sure I showed you the other half. Yep, pretty stuff. Otherwise, not so much. But this view, this is the view right here. I spotted a couple of pieces like this in this batch, which are just sort of bleh, they're maybe a little mossy, maybe jaspery, but they have this other mineral, as you can see, that just did not shine. I don't know what that is. It's kind of cool looking, I suppose. I like that it has the shiny black at the edge and then the matte black in the middle with some shine to it there, I suppose. Odd rock. It's inclusion time. Check this one out here. Ooh, what does that look like? Let your imagination run wild. I'm seeing maybe a bat flying. Yeah, I think I see a bat. Or a flying squirrel. There, you can see its head's on the left, right to the left there. The wings are spread, and then it's got a tail. I think that's what I'm seeing. What do you see in that? just to show you that these weren't all great rocks. Here's one that's rather a dud. That's not slurry or anything. That's just the rock right there. Didn't do so well. So not all of these were beautiful agates, that's for sure. This is the other half of the quartzy rock I showed you earlier, but I should have shown you this half. It's actually a lot nicer in my opinion. You got that same effect there with the dark band between the quartz layers, but this side, oh, I think that's just an attractive view right there. I'm pretty sure these two went together, although for the life of me, I don't know exactly how, but they appear to be the same sagenitic agate. Yep, if you look closely, if I can get the light on it just right, well, you can see the sagenitic sprays in there, I think. I know I'm seeing them barely, but yeah, it looks like petrified wood, but it's sagenite. Yeah, you can sort of see it there. Yeah, that's fun stuff. I'm going to call this one my outer space rock because what I see there looks like something from outer space. That looks like the stars in the sky. And when I turn it over, look at that little, I don't know, it's like an orange sphere inside there. It's behind, as you can see, it's behind chalcedony. But it's almost like a, I don't know, like an egg inside there or an eyeball or something. I find that super interesting right there. What is that? Isn't that cool? Otherwise, the rock, you know, it's just okay. I think it's pretty, don't get me wrong, but this, that's really something. Here's one with lots of nice color. Look at this as I turn it over. Ooh, wow. It's a reddish orange color right there with some yellow. Oh, I like that. Maybe dark blue right there. Yeah, very nice. Here we have some more color with this small one. Also a great pattern. Look at this when I turn it over here. I turn it over again. And again, wait a minute, where's the, I wanted to show you something in particular. Now I can't find it. Where is it? I was seeing something which maybe grabbed this rock. Well, I think it's that view there where you have the reddish orangish color in there. I think that's nice. More good color on this one. As I get close, you can see some color in there. But as I show you this cut face, there, now you can really tell. It's got blue, and I'm going to call that a reddish orange again, and then the light gray. That's a good looking combination in my opinion. Just two more rocks to show you. So we've got this matched pair here. This one's an interesting rock. There is a tremendous amount of detail in here. Look at this. Not a great tumble. As you can see, it has a lot of coarseness in it. I think this side's a little bit nicer. Oh yeah. Now you can start to see some of that beautiful pattern in there. But a lot of coarseness to it. So on balance, you know, it's interesting, but I think we've seen better. And now for our last rock. This one is pretty special. I hope you've stayed through to the end because look at this one on the outside. This was a biscuit type rock. Wow, look at that right there. When I cut it, I got the quartz pocket there, the geode center. But once I tumbled it, it brought out all of these really cool features. That looks like an eyeball with lashes, doesn't it? Oh, I sure like this one. This is the stuff that's underneath that skin that you don't see until you let it coarse grit grind for a few weeks. Look at this half. Here we've got the eyeballs on this one. And then that beautiful pattern, whatever that is. Very pretty stuff, I think. Great shine. And just a cool looking cut and polished rock. I sure hope you agree. And there you have it. Those are the Rock Off rocks, all tumbled and polished. This was a good batch. Oh, I'm very happy with the way these turned out. This one especially. I think that's the coolest looking eyeball right there. I showed you most of them, so this video is a little longer, but I think it was worth it. If you like pretty rocks, I hope you enjoyed looking at these. I believe we got some stunners in here. I really do. And some that were just average. But on balance, it was a good batch. And I've got other batches like this going. I have several other these rock tumbling batches in the barrels now. You'll be seeing those at some point. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. And if you like this video, be sure and check my playlists. I've got lots more of these rock tumbling videos for you to enjoy, along with rock hounding and cabochon making and rock cutting and polishing, all kinds of fun lapidary stuff. Once again, thanks for watching.